All right. Now this is like a Children of the Sky answer, as I'm putting up on my list right now, on my local list. Locals happy or not? Right. Now I just got a package from Bunnings. It comes in boxes. They put them in Bunnings boxes. So it's already wrapped in a way. Now it does have other logos on it. Perhaps they wrap it because of the other logos, because they're like the see that? The money grabbers, right? And whinging whiners. Instead of just going, fuck, free advertising again, because people go, what's this? They might even look it up and want to buy something like that, right? I call it free advertising, definitely when you're recycling. And it's part of the recycling crew. The ones that are not part of the recycling crew would tell them to wrap it. Isn't that sad? But anyway, this is from Bunnings. It's already wrapped. And this sticker, if I was that dude at Bunnings, right, and I manage this area, I would try to go to find out why it needs to be wrapped. Or I already know, and that's why I wrap it. Right? And then I'll try behind the scenes, I guess, definitely if I'm in the nature, and hopefully there's a lot of us and into these areas for real, and complain about and show that it doesn't need to be, and why can't it be this? And then get our local mayor or certain people to start talking about it. So it's done and dusted, and in 6 months' time, you don't have to do that anymore. So you start doing it again, bit of law, because you don't want to get in trouble in the area you're at, like North Korea. They're going to be bitches over there. It sucks, doesn't it? And then, but still complain, right? So you do the law, but you got to complain collectively. And then you got to stand up to those complaints. It means when you complain, you talk about science and sense, and then you go, who's doing the job? So who's doing what? Right? Perhaps we should replace them, right? And all work together to do that kind of thing, right? And see where you can make it happen. Otherwise, you're just North Korea, right? I guess you can just get to that where Kim Jong-il said no. Oh, okay. He said no. Oh, man. But this sticker could have just went on there, like that, huh? On these stickers. And it would have been the same. The only difference is it's not wrapped perfectly in recycling paper. All paper is not recycled, right? And either way, it's going to a waste in a way, if I'm right about what I'm speaking about. True? And they wrap it to, cover it up, make it look more pretty. But obviously they're not with the environment. Right? We're recycling, that's good, right? But then you do that, right? So it only balances out. So you're neutral. You're not actually being good, right? In a way. Someone isn't. Perhaps the companies with their logos. Where's the problem? We've got the problem, and so it's caused by what? The companies, huh? The government. What is it caused by? To need that extra paper, how I just said you could bang it on here. It's just as protected. That paper couldn't have made it any more protected. Right? I get protecting things in boxes, and they do that kind of thing in packages. I've talked about packages before. Right? You let me know. What do you think the truth is? And I haven't even looked it up. And you know what? I've come up with an answer, and you know why? It's called universal laws and certain education, like leaving college, to make common sense of the universal laws and what should be, right? So you can make the proper laws, as they say. That would be the righteous country. Wouldn't they say something like that? But then you've got facade countries. What do facade countries do? Right? What does North Korea do that we hear about? They show us a bubble of this, right? Then it looks good over there, but it's only that. Isn't that like that in a lot of areas? Aren't we all starting to complain? Why are we all starting to come like North Korea? Which is the country that's got it right that can come up with what I just said? Why am I the first to talk about this? Why am I the first if it was that? Is there not enough of us? You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going to get the goodies out of the box. Let's get the goodies out of the box. What's in the box? It's in the box today. Waiting, watching, hoping to see. Snake coming out to bite me. That's what some fans would say. They don't like me. Let's have a look. It's a bomb. It's anthrax. Remember that? Yeah. Now we've got some paper. Now, hang on. Now let's say something about this. Now, as I was just talking about paper and waste of paper and things all that up, right? And it's just going to get thrown out. Right? I don't start fires with it. I could use that. If there was other areas where you could reuse it again, then it doesn't matter. You can do things like, that paper is going to get reused. It's not going to waste any materials. It's all recyclable, like 100%. you know how paper's recycled, you need more fresh paper. So you better keep that up, right? And it doesn't last so many times. It's not a full recycle. You're better off using aluminium. Right? Back in the day, you use aluminium, and you can still recycle. You get a lot of it back. You want to use a product where you pretty much get 100% back as long as you can. Right? So I pulled this out. What's that in there for? Everything's a hard product, so as long as the box doesn't get damaged, which it shouldn't. They can rattle around in here. So this is using common sense. This is why we go to school, right? I'm using my common sense now, right? And with this education, it helps you in other areas, right? When you go to do things, it should be easy, right? And so I'm looking at it, which I'm doing right now. So I'm looking in this box and I'm going, oh, yeah, everything's hard. Nothing can really break it. Nothing, you know. You can do that all day long. But, hey, Babs, I'm sorry. It's a bit noisy as me birds just went through. Right? They're a bit worried about noise. So you can put that in there. Shut it a little bit. Less noisy. Still a bit of a rattle because there's pretty in there. Sorry, Babs. But what did that do? See, if I'm right with the righteous laws, technically, and you don't care about noise, right? You don't need that. That's what righteous law says right there. You don't need to pack that one in there, Tim. That one's fine. If there was something fragile in there, and then perhaps they shouldn't bang around, you might want to chuck something in there. If there's the noise problem, you better chuck it in there, Tim. But we could easily recycle better by what? Bit of noise won't hurt. There's noise everywhere, isn't there? It was still a bit noisy when I put that paper in. So that'll be a good debate in a righteous world to win that conversation, wouldn't it? Don't know. But anyway, guys, there you go. I've got this for the tyre. Should I say for the... what do they call it? Buddy, I'm having a mind blank on it. I haven't bought car stuff for a while. Rims. There we go. It's come out. For the rims, sorry. Not for the tyre. As this tyre can be spray painted. How's that? I haven't thought about rims for a while, right? And I've done a lot of other research. And so you can get a memory blank for a second. For a second, I thought I had it. I was like, hey, I should add this one. What is that? It could be an energy thing too when it comes to that. Someone could be beaming something to my head. Forget, motherfucker. Forget. Yeah, Biden. No. But it's got to paint the rims for the caravan. Thought I'd give them a spruce up at the same time. Get some tyres for it. Got to give them a rolling to the local tyre place. I've got a few choices around here. They're not far where I live here. I put them both together. Take them for a roll because it's hard for me to get help. It's not amazing. Like some people go, you're really going to do it? Yeah, well, I can't ask a friend. If I do, I get excuses all the time. I've actually talked about that for ages, and the person that's close to me knows all about it. And they can't drive around there in the same boat as me. So we're talking about friends that can have a car. It's a very busy life out there with high inflation, and they can't help out too much unless it's involved with some monies, which I don't mind offering paying for fuel. But it's also their time as well. And how much is their time? I guess I've got friends that are like Bill Gates, man. $10,000, 2 minutes, man. That's what I earn if I come and help you with your tire. Oh, shit. Okay, mate. No worries. I'll go push it up the road. Anyway. And some duct tape. Duct tape ties together. Box tape and boxes. Use some of this to finish off those nasty little gaps that the birds have created with their little claws. As I haven't got the coverings, which I want to put on soon, around the edge of the caravan. And then it's going to get its little trimmings put over it to protect the silicon so it doesn't get damaged, so it doesn't leak so much again. So have a good one out there, and let me know what you think of what I just said, and what would you do? What's the righteous way? We know the laws. We know what is. Don't give me that. Don't give me the weather. How's your weather there? Well, shit. Where are you? You have got the weather channel, huh? Not much. Those questions can be quite fine. They're called conversation starters. But it all depends on who you're starting it with at what time. And so I'm going to quickly get this done. So you let me know in these comments, and I'm going to move on to my next step when it comes to better ways of doing things and the laws. And how do laws change? How do we get control? Right? How does it get better? And what is righteous? What do we use to guide us righteous? Some people say it's the Bible, certain religious areas. Some would say it's just a law, like a robot, as I talked about. Right? They're a robot type. Right? You just go, it's just this. As I talked about stories with people, how they'll have a go at you because it's the law. And it wasn't a law the other year, and they were saying, oh, you know, you shouldn't, that's all fine, it's all good. And then as soon as the law that it's not, they're like, oh, no, you shouldn't have done it. It's just the law now. Yeah, but there's a whole righteous conversation about it. Yeah, but it doesn't matter now. It's the law. That's what happens in North Korea quite a lot, actually. Then they get whipped into line. Do not talk back to me. You are. That's what they do. That's sad. We are the law. Me bigger than you. Me being here longer. Me doing this for this long already. It means it's more righteous. It's working. Me got money. Me doing it. Have you heard your own saying in certain areas that you get confused in? How it says, if it's happening, it's God's will. Right? Because you're just confused on how to translate stuff. More education will get you there. Anyway, see you later.